Hello there everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Gegalord, and in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how to build any organic structure in Minecraft. Hopefully, I don't know, mainly statues, because that's kind of what I'm good at. Let's see. So usually, everything has a scale. And when you're going to build any kind of organics, you have to have a scale in mind for that as well. So these are right here, the 3 different sizes of organic builds. You guys can use these techniques for like any size organics build. It doesn't matter if it's going to be small scale over here or medium scale, which is probably like the best scale to do organic statues and stuff on, in my opinion, and a more larger scale ones. Step 1 when it comes to this is planning. This is why I actually like have this wool in my hand right now, because usually when it comes to doing any kind of organics, you want a basic outline of what you're gonna be building, or like what vision you have for it, and that's where the scales come in handy. So this right here is usually the scale that I work at when it comes to building statues, because I find this to be the perfect scale. And as you guys can see, it's just like it's around the middle mark, right? So that's why it's a mid-tier. Well, not mid-tier, a mid-scale statue. I keep calling it that. When it comes to this, it's important to understand basic anatomy pretty much. I'll put a reference sheet of the 8 scale model, or it's like 8 head scale, I think it's called. And you can build like a little T shape. It doesn't really have to be perfect. This is just to get the basic scale right. Again, you can eye this too if you want. It's completely fine. Completely up to you. And as you guys can see, just with that little bit of planning, this has really like... You can already kind of start to see the shape coming along of a person, right? So yeah, I know it looks like a bunch of dots right now, but this is just pretty much the skeleton that you're gonna need. So step 1 is just to plan out the general stuff, have an idea of it in your head, grab some reference images if you have any, and trust me, reference images help out a lot. They really do. So yeah, it's best. So don't underestimate reference images, you guys. Step 2 is creating a basic skeleton of it. And this right here is what I would call a basic skeleton, because it doesn't really go into too much detail of what the structure is, or like, you know, what the organic is supposed to be. But it's still here, and you have an idea that it's some kind of like snake or sea creature, and its tail is going down under, it's coming in and it's coming up, and then it's looking over here. Let me show you guys what I mean over here as well. And now you pretty much have a skeleton. So step 1 was planning. I planned that I wanted a humanoid statue all the way up there. Step 2 is to create the skeleton, and I just filled in the extra gaps just to try to get the basic shape right. Now that I have the skeleton, step 3 is to fill it in. This part can be a bit tricky because you're gonna have to try to work a little bit in a more of a 3-dimensional scale as well. Again, this is completely like up to you guys and how you want to fill this out. It doesn't have to be any kind of thing, but it does help to have a little bit of an idea of what you're doing. Okay, so when you have the basic skeleton, then it's the fun part. Then you get to actually pose this. So now you see that, oh, just by moving the limbs just a little bit back and forth, he looks like he's kind of moving now. Again, this is a very like do it by eye process. It's not the best way to do it. I'm sure there are multiple creators who can show you guys better ways to do these kind of things. But when it comes to me specifically, this is how I have been doing it, and it has been working for me. Yeah, and right now I'm just trying to fill this in. He looks very, very buff. You can skin this guy down. Trust the process, guys. It's gonna look good. It's just perhaps not just yet, you know? Maybe I'll make him a mage. Ooh, that's a good idea. It'll be the Magus Maximus. It'll be cool. Plop that there and plop this here. What would that make this look like? Not bad. I tend not to do mouths when it comes to statues because I find it incredibly difficult to incorporate them unless I'm working on a big scale statue. Look at our glorious mage right now, guys. I mean, just it's insane. I love it. So step 1, find the scale, have a reference. Step 2, get the skeleton. Step 3, fill it in. And step 4 was, I guess, just adding the accessories and just make sure you get the right shape in. And the 5th step will finally be detailing, and this is going to be one of the most important parts, because right now everything is just 2 colors. It's not very coherent, right? And we're going to be fixing that up very soon. So wooden staff done. So staff is done. Next up, do we work on the hat? Maybe we can go for a dark brown hat of sorts for the mage. Or we could have like a black attire. That's completely fine as well. This is, again, completely up to you guys. I want this to be a red mage, so maybe mangrove. Okay, so I choose mangrove, and now for the texturizing process. And this is gonna be a bit of a painful one, I'm not gonna lie, guys, but yeah, just bear with me and hopefully it'll look alright.
A few minutes later.
Well then, thank you everybody so much for hopping in. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you guys had a fun time too. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Yeah, without further ado, have a lovely rest of your day. Take care.